the willpower to be able to achieve what they want to achieve, and I'm bringing them on the show with their opinion about a topic that is of interest to them. So the show is going to be a pack. So stay with us. So now we're diving into the conversation. I have with me a beautiful and vibrant woman. She is Dr. Oyenike Abiodun-Adeleke. She is a distinguished Nigerian business consultant, entrepreneurship development advocate, motivational speaker with over a decade of proven impact across consulting, marketing, and brand development. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yes. And as much as I'm seeing consulting, marketing, brand development, you started as a microbiologist.
Yes.
So are we now saying that it's the science that brought you into another world?
No, I would say that while I was growing up, I had to do science because my dad wanted me to do
It's not that you wanted to do it.
I never wanted to do science. So, back in the days, we would do what our parents wanted us to do. I'm part of that generation where daddy tells you what to do and mommy says that is what you're going to do. But if I had my way and if I knew better, I would have gone straight into entrepreneurship or business development or economic, something that would relate with what I'm doing right now. But because my dad was a medical doctor, he really wanted one of us to go into the medical line. So that's why I found myself. The closest I could do to medicine was microbiology. So after studying microbiology, did you have any stress in school having to study it because of course you didn't want to do it? Oh, definitely. I struggled with chemistry, I struggled with physics. I loved biology here, but physics and chemistry were a major issue for me, but I was able to scale through, satisfying all odds.
Yeah. Now, starting your first job as a student, take us into that journey, because we see some people that they are students and it kind of overtakes them and they don't even focus on the studies. So how were you able to balance that and that being your first job? Take us into that story.
All right, thank you very much. So I had to work because I had to hustle. So working was not because I wanted to work at that time, but because I needed to add to whatever was given to me at home. I needed to make some ends meet. Yeah. More so, I enjoyed buying and selling. So I think it was passion with vision and a bit of hunger.
For money.
So I had to just bring everything together. I remember back in the day, I would take money from my uncle, go into a particular business, and then sell to my siblings, make more money, and then I just kept turning the money over. So I'd always loved buying and selling. I'd always loved working, earning money. I loved it when I work and I'm paid for what I do, or maybe I render a service and I get paid for it. So I guess it's hustling, passion, and hunger.
Now, I want to ask that. You said hustling, passion, hunger. Now, they said that some people move to their passion, they follow their passion. But for you, it's like moving from one level to another. It's like changing a career path. So how did you survive?
Okay, you mean changing from microbiology
into consulting? So that's, can we say following passion?
So, like I said, microbiology was not something I was passionate about. It was something I was forced to do, right? But the moment I left school, I was fortunate, let me say, to meet someone that I loved and was into business. So I followed him into business, and that was my first employment. And then I started discovering my passion. But while I was in school, I discovered that I was still doing entrepreneurship. I was buying and selling back then in my hall, and I was always getting something to sell to my mates and all that. So that time I felt it was hustling. I just wanted to make money. But after I left school and I was fortunate, or I had the privilege of working somewhere where I could see what I really wanted to do, I guess it fueled my passion. And then I started discovering myself, and I'm like, oh, I love doing this. Oh, this is really nice. And I think that's what happened.
Some would have thought that you'd have maybe stick to business. But now you moved into consulting.
Passion to help people. I love helping people. I love helping people discover themselves, like I did for myself. And then after a while, I discovered that an average graduate was unemployable. But I was actually into recruitment, and I helped organizations recruit marketing, sales agents, and all that. But during the interviews, I discovered that our graduates were unemployable. They weren't able to navigate through this path. Can we talk about it? And that was how I started my business. I would ask you questions. So if you can't get employed by this, you apply for this post. Your certificate says you can do it, but you're not sounding like you can do it. It's not correlating. What else can you do? So I started consulting. So at some point, organizations called me to come and help them recruit.
Okay.
And then I started consulting for them. So I'll pick someone from marketing and put them in sales, and pick someone from sales and take them to HR, and then pick someone from, I said, no, you just go to front desk. Just be at the front desk, you'll find them. And then at some point, I remember a particular instance. So there was this particular young guy that he applied for the post of a marketer in an organization. And when I interviewed him, I discovered that he could not communicate in English.
Whoa.
And he had the energy, he had everything. So I just asked him, I said, surely saw Yoruba. And the guy said, barely. So I discovered that he couldn't communicate in English. And the product we were marketing was for market women in Bodija. So he was the perfect fit. And we put him on the field and he delivered excellently. So we could have discarded him and said, you don't understand English, go. So consulting is where you can sit to analyze, what can this person do? Okay, so you have this flow. Do you have another strength that we can use? And I discovered that guy was one of my best marketers in the organization that year. And anytime we have a product for market women, grassroots, it was at the forefront and he will always deliver.
Can you now say, how did graduates get to the point where they're not employed?
That's a long story, but I would say that one of the main reasons is because education has become overrated. People go to school now not because they really want to learn, but because it's in vogue. And then some people pay their way through school. You pay your way through writing assignments, writing exams. You come out with a 2-1 or a first class and you can't defend your certificate. Of course, in some universities right now, you don't even have to appear in class. And everything will be sorted as long as you have money. So that's why we see now that education is overrated. Education is not what it used to be. And we're asking and praying that more. That's why we look out for skills, we look out for passion. Even if you don't pass through the 4 walls of school, you can still be successful. But we would still encourage people to be educated.
Now, in the consulting world, you have mixed with foreign partners, local partners. What can you say is the difference? Can we now say that even Nigerian partners and the international partners, are they of the same level? Or is there any difference?
I'll be sincere, there's difference, and I won't say a whole lot. Because this is my angle. Our foreign partners have their play, they have their niche. Our Nigerian partners also have theirs. There's nothing you can compare to grassroots, the local knowledge, the fact that you are conversant with what is going on in the environment. A foreign partner will still have to consult and ask for this and that. So everybody has their edge.
Yeah.
Foreign partners will come in with their money, their dollars and pounds and everything, which is what we need. But they still need the place of the local partners to know how to navigate through the system. So I would say that it's a win-win. Yeah, so some people have an edge and advantage in this. I won't underestimate or underrate our local partners. They also have their place.
So can you now say, at what point did Nigerian companies now realize that they need consultants?
When we need money.
Yeah. Of course, the hustle.
Sincerely, if we had the resources, we would need them.
Oh.
Especially in my industry, if we had the resources, we can bring anybody to teach anything. We can bring any gadget, we can bring any equipment, we can.
Yeah.
The reason why we're really taking in foreign investors and partners is because of money, is funds. We need the funds. Yes, the expertise. Our children are also back there doing so well.
Yeah.
You hear that a Nigerian is the best surgeon here, a Nigerian is the best this here. So when it comes to the expertise and the knowledge and the technical know-how and everything, it's not as if
that they can actually achieve that rather than just go to newspapers and say, okay, we are looking for someone to hire.
Oh, so because they realize that you need a professional to be able to look behind the glasses, look behind the America and the window and everything to say there's something wrong with this person. Oh, she might not look the part, but she has what it takes, which is a very it's something you can't see with the naked eye. It takes a professional to say this person can deliver with this based on this knowledge. So you can bring your CV. I can pay someone to write my CV. I can pay someone to tell me what to say. But by the time I engage you in one or two things, I'll be able to tell if you can defend what you're saying or what you wrote in your CV or in your profile. If you can't, then I'm sorry. So there are times when we're consulting and right from the time that they're seated at the reception and you're looking at everybody, you can tell who is who, what is wrong with someone. From your hairdo to your toenails, we can first have the first interview without saying a word. Because we can read behind the looks, we can read behind the facade, tell you there's something wrong with this person. That's why these days we tell people that before you employ anybody, you need to do a mental health check. To be sure if the person is okay. Mental health does not mean the person is mad. It just means that maybe one or two things are not going on well. So for me, for example, if I'm employing anybody, I would interview you and ask you if you ever had a heartbreak, if you're in a heartbreak presently, if your parents are living together, if you have a broken home, if you've ever had any ailments.
Doesn't that look too personal for someone who is
so I
for a
ask
job?
If you don't mind. The reason is because the day something happens and I need to create an excuse for you, I'll be able to create that excuse. I'll be like, oh, I understand why she's snapped. She's something is wrong fundamentally. Maybe daddy and mommy are taken. Maybe she left the house and something is not right. I'll create an excuse for you. So if you don't allow me to interview you, I know exactly what your problem is. I'll tell you, because I asked them, do you mind if I ask you some personal questions? It's so that the day something happens, because that day will happen, will come. When your village people will tell you to do something silly, I will be able to create an excuse for you. I'll be like, oh, she told me about this already, maybe that's why. Even if it's not, it will give me some time to be able to cut you some slack.
And you've trained people over time. So take us through the journey of the first set of people.
Hey!
you trained. Was it a beautiful journey?
No.
I should know.
So I'll give you a few examples.
Okay.
The first time I consulted for a it was okay. And he came in his suit, tie, shirt and everything. And the first question I asked, introduce yourself. He said a few lines. I could still allow that to fly. And then I said, have you done, do you have any marketing experience? He said, yes. I said, tell me about your marketing experience. He said, I sell eggs.
Okay.
I said, okay. So the look he gave me, he said, the next one
I said, okay.
I said, what are your strengths? He said, auntie, I don't have power. I said, just go.
Is it for real?
I'm not kidding. This guy he didn't look like somebody that would say that. I said, tell me your strengths. What are your strengths? I said, I don't have power. Auntie like this, I don't have power.
He doesn't understand that word you're talking about.
So I said, okay, what else can you do? He said, okay, I have a machine at home. I used to sew. Let me get you somewhere. You want to be a tailor? Yeah, you want to get a job because you need money to buy a machine. Right? Let's solve that problem. Don't come on. You cannot work here as a marketer. It's not gonna work.
So is that bad outside?
It is that bad, and it's even worse now because you see people say that. Give a shout out to your mom and say, I want to see that on social media. Give a shout out to, and they will shout. Is that graduates? Let's just say like that.
I know you've trained
for my boss to be saying yes ma, yes ma, yes ma. I don't have time for that. Once I do my job, I've gone. The man said, don't pray, don't do anything. That boss that you don't respect, you don't buy gifts for, you don't appreciate, try it for 1 month. When you get there in the morning, go to office, greet her. When afternoon or you're going for lunch, buy her a drink. The following morning, buy her something. Send her a message and say, I appreciate you, ma. And if you don't get promoted, come back. In 2 weeks, she got her promotion. No school will teach you how to be courteous, how to be nice, how to have respect, how to have a people mentality, how to respect another. Nobody will teach you that. You think it's only your certificate that you need. No, you also need some soft skills. We call them soft skills. Or you're in an environment where everybody is happy, everybody is together, and you feel like they're not serious, and you just segregate yourself, you don't talk to them. And then another soft skill that people don't have is being courageous. Yes, you need to be courageous. Learn to ask for help. Take the bull by the horn. Even if you can't solve the problem, make an attempt at it. Organizations like it when you are forthcoming.
But you know, women, they have this tendency of bottling things up, of dying in silence. That's the logo that they give almost every woman now.
That's why we used to, when we're employing them, we would have gone through it to know what your background is, what were your childhood traumas that never healed, what are the things, the baggages you're carrying around that is making you isolated, or that is feeling, everybody says that, oh, I'm soft-spoken, I'm an introvert. Not everybody is an introvert. Some people are just bottling things up that they feel like, just leave me alone. And that's why I tell people that, you see your fellow colleague going through something, the fact that she's looking nice does not mean she's fine. So once in a while, learn to ask someone beside you, are you okay? How are you? Genuine, how are you? Because that person would bottle up things, and one day when she opens up that bottle, she'll spill over everywhere. Because some things have been going on her inside that she can't talk about. And that's why I would encourage that every organization should have a place of an HR. HR should be able to call and notice that somebody is distant, somebody is not feeling well.
But you know that some workers, HR is their enemy.
So that's the thing.
HR is their enemy.
They see HR as the devil, as the person that say, don't do this, don't do that. But see, in actual fact, HR should actually look out for the welfare of the people. Yes, she's supposed to be soft and hard at the same time. But HR that is not approachable is not HR.
Of course, you now have a skill acquisition program for physically challenged people. Why and what actually brought in that drive?
Okay, so that happened, I wouldn't say, but it wasn't a mistake. There was a time we were, basically we started the skill acquisition when we saw that graduates were not employable, but they had skills that we could develop. That was what brought about the skill acquisition. And then one man came in one day, and he was a physically challenged person, and he said he wanted to learn a skill. And I saw it like, oh, okay, would you be able to cope? And he said yes. If I felt like I wanted to segregate him, so I said no, let's try it. This guy made the best of shoes at that set. Yes, and he had club feet. If I make me slippers that I've not worn, I still put it on my shelf. I couldn't wear it because he carved it out so well. So he gave me an insight to the fact that this world has talents, and there's this saying that if your eyes are gone, then God has compensated you with something else. If your legs are not working, then there's a compensation somewhere. So I started looking into their world, and I discovered that they're highly talented.
Wow.
So rather than mix them with people that don't have the physical challenge, why not just create a system around it? And said, oh, we have a community. So he introduced me to the community. I went there, I won't mention his name. I went there and we organized one for them in their community. And it was amazing. It was amazing. We were there for 3 months. We trained them, we gave them certificates, and we got them employed.
Wow.
Yes. Some of them are still at the state sector right now.
Wow, that's a good news.
Yeah.
But over time, Nigerian business world is very notorious. It can be very demanding. So is there any time that it kind of broke you at some point and you were like, I'm tired. I need to japa. Has it ever come? I need to leave this country.
Well, japa is not my thing, but yeah, I took breaks. The times where there was a particular time I had issues with my business. I tell people that I have successfully run down 2 businesses.
Successfully?
Yes. You have to be skilled at running down a business. I've been able to do that twice, and I'll get up again. But one thing I've discovered is business owners burn out easily. And the reason is because we don't take time out. We burn out because we're hiding behind that business. So now we encourage people to have hangouts. We have time during the working hours. Even here, I tell them, everybody, let's play a game. Let's just take some time out. And then I think organizations should also have this. They should wait till December before they have end of the year party. You have end of the month.
That's the logo. End of the year.
Everybody's December, before December. But maybe quarterly or even at the end of the month, let's just hang out. Burnout is something that is not written on the face. But it affects productivity. So one of the things that we're introducing to organizations now is let's have a mental health session where you can get to take breaks from time to time.
Okay. Your last words to a woman who feels lost, who has successfully run down a business and is finding it hard to get up. So your words to that person.
All right, I would say to her that you need to look for help. You need to ask for help. As women, I don't like to use the word proud, but we tend to have this aura around us, like you can cry now, and after crying, put on your powder and your 3-piece suit and your Brazilian hair and step out and pretend like nothing happened. It's okay not to be fine. It's okay not to be fine, and it's okay to ask for help. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. The moment you can ask for help, look for the right people that can help you. And I also say the person, tell them you need help, they would help you to rise up again. No one is an island. You can't make it on your own. You always need someone that will pull you up. And the last thing I'll say is this: success is a cabal.
It's a cabal.
Yes, success
I like
is a
that
cabal.
word.
You need somebody to introduce you. Someone has to introduce you. You can't enter cabals without an introduction. You can't climb a stair without introduction. So look for someone that can hold your hands.
Yeah.
Be humble enough to ask for help. And when you ask for the help, look for someone that can hold your hands up to
I'm
where
going
you're
to hold
getting
on to that word, and I think every woman out there is holding on to that word. You can't do it all alone.
you
And
can't
like
do
she
it all
said,
alone.
it's okay
Not to be
be okay. It's not the end of the world. Thank you so much for
You're
coming on the show.
welcome.
Of
Thank
course, we
you.
had our fantastic guest, Dr. Oyenike Abiodun Adeleke. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
All right, it's still She World. We're now moving over to the Vox